All right, last song.
The ambitious, pretentious, 11-minute monster.
The perfect pop song, 11 minutes.
There was definitely moments where I thought, oh, I might have bitten off a bit too much here. But this all came together.
This was like, this whole song probably took you maybe from the time you started to write, or from you just finished Ballad to
I've been working on this for a long time.
The very end.
It took
maybe
more than 11 minutes to write.
6 to 8 months, right?
I'd say so. I think I remember writing Red Line, which is the third section. I remember writing that. Like, that was the first part I properly put down for this.
That was when we got
That was a demo, though. That was a song idea originally, wasn't it? It was.
And then I put it into this. What happened with Bōsōzoku Symphonic? I mean, I always wanted to do. I thought about this. And I sort of went, let's do this thing and let's make it 11 minutes, 11 seconds, and have it as the 11th track. And I thought, yeah, that's all fun. And then like I kind of just started, and this was ages ago. I started coming up with this idea and putting it together because I had done a project before where I'd done a 20-minute song, and I thought, yeah, easy, I did that.
Once you came to us with this idea, I've been listening to Tommy a lot by The Who.
Yeah.
And they have like the overture and the underture, and I really like how they keep referencing.
That was an original idea, is what we were going to do was actually do like an overture. So it was going to be little bits of all the songs. And we did manage to actually do that a little bit.
A couple of references.
There are little secret, sneaky moments which reference other riffs in the album that you may have noticed. I'm not going to point them out now because I think it spoils the fun. But there are bits. But yeah, this first section, Ryokan,
this is quite heavily influenced by Akira.
Yeah, I mean, originally this song was going to be about Akira.
Yeah.
Like, that was, its inception was, I want to write a big epic song about Akira, and I'm going to call it Bōsōzoku Symphonic, because I'd looked, just reading about it, and the idea was that, the Bōsōzoku gangs in Japan are the motorcycle gangs, and that's, the capsules, that was all to do with that. And I sort of,
but this
to do with Akira.
This is like an ancient poem, right?
This is an ancient Japanese poem by a Buddhist monk, a guy called Ryokan, and yeah, I found it on a website, and the sort of translation of it was very much.
You told me you found it engraved in a cave. You were hiking through Middlesbrough.
I was hiking through Middlesbrough.
That's in Asia, right?
This bit's interesting. This sort of drop into this electro sludge thing, because interestingly, what I did especially these string bits, is I went, what would be cool? I really want to write a piece of music that sounds a bit like Muse if they went more electronic.
I knew this was coming.
And we released our album in January. I'd written this by about November of the year before, and they released their album, The Second Law, again at the start of January, and they had a song that literally sounded like this, and I was like, Christ!
Yeah.
Like, I worked. I think it's called. I think it is called Second Law. I think that's the name of the song. Unsustainable. And I remember thinking, great. I've worked out what they were going to do. I think it sounds quite similar. It's got a similar kind of style to it.
The way the arpeggios work and everything, and the actual kinds of synth we use.
I don't think ours is as good, but
but it does remind me of Muse. I mean, the first time I heard you after you programmed that.
The weird thing about this song was I don't think it'll ever see the light of day, but it's much longer than 11 minutes and 11 seconds.
Spent a lot of time cutting it
when I finished it, because I did it into, I did these 5 different sections as separate songs, and then went, all right, how long is it? Oh, it's 15 minutes. So then I had to go through and remove bits, and yeah, it took a long time to make it fit.
11.
The first bit had a load of loops removed from it. That was easy because they were just build-up loops, so it's just less of it. This one was tricky because I had to move from this one key into a different key for this part to work into Red Line. Again, that was kind of getting the flow to be right. And this sort of, this Sembazura, which is the 1,000 cranes, which is this idea that if you make 1,000 paper cranes using origami, that they will grant you a wish. It's like a really, it's like Dragon Ball or something, but Japanese mythology.
This is such a nice, relaxing thing to listen to.
They're on the mountain tops, and the wind is blowing
pan
through.
as well.
Where it's got a ping pong delay on the snare. It's dank, 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 dank. Yeah.
I do like this a lot.
I really enjoyed making this part. This is probably
the most tranquil part of the album.
I'd love to make a whole album of this kind of music. But I just love it. It's like meditation music. And
you got to buy
Cody, you might be spoiling something there.
I was just doing a finger dance.
I see.
You got to buy a load of samples of obscure Asian instruments as well to do this.
Yeah,
as well.
I bought a pack of like Kyotos and shamisen, and I got some Tibetan bowl samples just to make all this, which was really fun. And now we've got that.
Yeah.
And you can hear the same Kyoto sample on the new version of Legendary Salmon. So it got it. You know, it was worth the £14,000 I paid.
This is a nice build-up into
This was just to serve purpose. I had to figure. Yeah, all of these are just how did I work these movements together, and I did these bridge bits.
Now, with Redline, you wrote this.
I wrote this. This is the first bit I
a long
wrote.
time ago.
Yeah, I did.
This was like a 3 in the morning.
This was
After listening to a lot of like Anna Managuchi and stuff, I was like, can we make this more 8-bit? And then
yeah, it wasn't originally 8-bit. It was actually, as I said, like what I did with Vectors. I wrote it all on synth, and there's sort of like synthy guitar patches. I did the same thing with Redline with the idea to take it to guitar, and yeah, I put it out online. Like, I mean, some of you may have been fans of the band back then, and you may have actually, because I put it online for a few hours, like in the middle of the night.
We're talking late 2010 or something?
No, it was 2011, but it wasn't, you know, it was before Blackline. I was just like, hey, and I think we only had like 500 likes on Facebook, and I think of that, maybe 10 people actually heard it. I wonder if anyone's out there, but this bit.
We still recorded drums for this.
This bit is the new bit.
This new bit. Sparkles was in here and he was sort of programming it out, and I was kind of sat here, and I just sort of watched him do this thing, and he was just like, oh, I'll just do this, and then he'd do like 6 different sets, all with completely different intertwining things, and it was just like, well, this guy's a bit of a...
Wait, was this when you and I were discussing?
Yeah, we were trying to decide if Sparkles was a musical genius, and I watched him, and Kogi was in the other room, and I just went, and I was like, I think I've made my decision. Yeah, he is.
Well,
because it was fairly ridiculous.
You're upselling me a bit, boys.
Supposedly, you probably went into my room and stole something and kept it in your room as well before going to tell Kogi.
Well, this when we used to hide your stuff.
Yeah.
We did use to hide your
We
stuff.
bully Pav because it makes us all feel better.
Yeah, I just want to make this clear. Pav is the butt monkey of the band.
Yeah, TV
Absolutely not.
tropes.
He's so upset that people online think that he's the one.
It's not me.
Like everyone knows it goes Sparkles, me, Leo, Pav. I'm just saying.
I'm being character assassinated here right now.
It'll be genuinely assassinated.
Moving on. This section of the song.
It's the best part of the album. There, I said it.
This was written like.
This was a lot of people's favourite.
I think the first review said that the lady who reviewed it said that she cried at this point.
Yeah, because it was so awful. She burst into tears.
Well, yeah.
This is good. This was fun. I did this all. I mean, the interesting things about this, I recorded the vocals for this because Pav was recording the guitar, and I hadn't actually recorded the vocals for it. I'd done like a demo, which I actually put up as a YouTube video. That was like the inception of it. I kind of wrote it that night. But when Pav was in the studio doing it, he did like, he couldn't really play it. He didn't know when the sections were changing. He got the chords. So I started singing it through the talkback mic on the desk. And I was just getting tired. My voice was getting tired. So I just ran in there, sang it once through the talkback mic with my headphones off so I could hear it. And then we used that. And later on, when I was mixing it, I was going back in to record it and sort of just went, oh, I'll just use this. Which is why this is one take of my vocals, and there's a lot of things in it which I wouldn't have normally done, bits where I go to falsetto that I wouldn't have normally.
I like that bit, that kind of, where you go a bit harsh with your voice. I think it really like adds to it.
I was just
personally.
I wasn't even sat. That wasn't even a very good position. I think there was a guitar and there was a figure of 8 mic in there.
I was just perched quite awkwardly because we were doing mid-side recording as well. We had 2 condensers that were carefully sort of placed on top of each other as well. So it was quite awkward for you to record over.
Yeah, I was just like slumped down recording this.
This is the rawest thing we recorded. This is a very raw. Like, our sound is quite meticulously produced. And this is something we don't normally do, so it's interesting to. It came out well though, I think. Definitely.
But you can like hear the. I mean, if you listen carefully enough, you can hear the metronome still in like slightly in the vocals. I tried to remove it. I don't really know why I didn't re-record it. I think I was just. I think I just made the song and played it to you guys. And yeah, I think I was just at the point that I was exhausted in January, and I think you guys just went, "That sounds fine," and I went, "All right."
Yeah, I mean.
But like, it's a little bit out of time in parts like this, but I don't care. Like,
it adds to it, like the rawness, because you want to really overproduce this, because otherwise it wouldn't
Except for
work.
what we're doing now on the B side when we release that, that's going to be nice and.
Yeah, but that's a complete rework.
That'll be already out by the time you're watching this.
We could literally all be dead by the time people are watching this.
Damn it.
What if we're all dead
this
now
had-
and this is all a dream?
So here's the last bit.
This had to be cut down.
The Black Hole
A
Giga Drum.
load,
Now, if
didn't
you've
it?
actually seen the original trailer for the album on YouTube, which is this, but much longer, because it was much longer at that point. And this was one of the bits that I cleaved for time. And also something
I
interesting.
was disappointed by that, I must say.
The
I know it had to be
guitars in
done.
this
It
bit.
had to be done. But
I mean, a lot of people actually in our feedback said that they wanted a full version of this section. They wanted a full song out of this section.
I think this would make a good live intro.
I mean,
To come into this, I think
listening
it'd
to
work.
these guitars, I can hear which ones are me and which ones are you and you guys. and
All
stuff.
three of us played guitars on this outro. And I
Yeah,
can't remember
it was
what
our
layers.
Beatles
I think
moment.
I'm the highest one. I'm not sure.
I'm the lowest one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not sure. Did you do one as well, Sparks? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I did,
yours-
yeah.
I'm not sure if you
Yeah, I
did.
did.
There.
I did.
Yeah.
Did I even do one then?
Yeah,
I
you
swear I
did.
can
Yeah,
hear
you
one of
definitely
them is
did.
me, but I'm not sure if I just gave the plots to all you three. I'm not sure. No, I did. I had to pick one. There was one that was too difficult, and I had to do it.
This is such a nice abrupt ending.
One day we'll play this 11-minute song live.
One day.
One day. Oh, thanks very much for watching the commentary.
Hope you all enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, go buy the CD.
If you're watching on the CD,
Well
thanks
done.
for buying
Go
the
watch
CD.
on YouTube.
See you later, guys. We're going to go make more music. Goodbye.
Peace.